Leader 1 is ready for some aerial combat with today's game, River Raid 2, for your Atari 2600 and 7800 and 2600 mode. So let's go ahead and take River Raid 2, let's pop it in my 7800 and 2600 mode and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. River Raid 2 was published by Activision and carries a copyright year of 1988, coming out during the heyday of the NES. It was designed by Dan Kitchen, who also programmed the Atari 2600 port of Ghostbusters, which are reviewed in episode 286. The manual opens with the following: Operation River Raid. Alone in your F-14 assault jet, you're about to undertake the most explosive mission of your celebrated flying career. After taking off from a sea-based carrier, you'll tear through the skies above the ocean and streak toward the river delta, where you must destroy an enemy bridge. Once past the delta, you must navigate back to the carrier and safely land. Without stopping for handshakes all around, you'll then set off on a new, more dangerous mission. This is no contest for amateurs. Once airborne, you'll have to refuel in midair while outmaneuvering enemy fire. If you manage to outduel these fearless devils by blasting them with missiles or torpedoes, you'll also win points. If you don't make it, 2 backup planes will come to your rescue. Your mission will continue until your squadron's name is history. River Raid 2 is a vertically scrolling shooter for 1 or 2 players, alternating with one standard mode of difficulty. When the right difficulty switches in the B position, you have guided missiles, but in the A position, they only go straight. You start the game on an aircraft carrier. To take off, you must hold down on the button and press down on the joystick as you speed up at the end of the carrier to gain enough altitude to fly and not crash. Once airborne, you could hold down the button to fire, move left and right with the joystick, press down to increase your altitude while lowering your speed, or press up to lower your altitude and increase your speed. You can crash into land if your altitude is too low. Pressing the button will fire missiles that can hit airborne targets. Holding down while firing fires torpedoes that can hit sea vessels and land targets. Enemy flak bursts, which look like glowing clouds that turn black, cannot be shot and must be avoided. The game contains portions where you fly over open water and river portions. A radar on the bottom of the screen helps shows your progression. During the game, you are constantly burning fuel. To get more fuel during the open water sections, you need to fly over gold refueling planes, which you can also shoot down if you're not careful. To regain fuel during the river portion, you must fly over gold buoys, but you must be at low altitude to pick them up. In a callback to the original, during the river portion, your main goal is to blow up the bridge with the torpedo. After you do so, you will leave the river. A little bit later, you will approach the aircraft carrier to land. You can use the radar to line up with it. To land, you press down on the joystick to maintain altitude and hold the button for thrust. As soon as you're over the carrier, you need to release the button and hold up on the joystick to land. After this, the game goes back to the beginning to repeat the process at a higher difficulty and give you a chance to increase your score. Scoring-wise, you get anywhere from 100 to 600 points for destroying various enemies and targets, except for the bridge, which is worth 2,500 points. Even though the manual doesn't mention it, you earn an extra life at every 20,000 points. Graphically speaking, the game looks pretty solid for a 2600 title. The game also sports some decent sound effects. Family-friendly wise, the game would most likely get an E for everyone rating if it was released today. At the time I researched on eBay including shipping, loose copies were going for $20 to $25. One complete copy sold for $40 and one new copy sold for $48. So what do I think of River Raid 2 for the Atari 2600? First of all, River Raid 2 is not as easy to pick up and play as the original was. When I first played the game without reading the manual, I crashed many times at takeoff and blew up the refueling planes not realizing what they were. So you definitely need to approach the game understanding how to play it. And once you do, it can be a pretty fun game, although I did have a couple problems with it. Picking up the buoys can be very difficult since you can only do so at high speeds, and sometimes they seemed hard to come by. Also, since the bottom third of the screen is used to show your status and radar, the actual playing area felt a little cramped. I really wish your playing area was larger, but in the end, once I got used to the game, I did enjoy it and could see myself playing it again, although personally I still prefer the original. So where am I going to rank River Raid 2? Somewhere around the 40 position. I do like Kung Fu Master more at 39, another game Dan Kitchen worked on, but I will put this over Quest for Quintana Roo at 40. So out of the 180 games I've now ranked on the Atari 2600, River Raid 2 is landing at the 40 position. River Raid 2 may not be as good as the original, but it's still a worthy sequel if you know how to play it. But that's only my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me both on the Facebook and the Twitter. Check out some of my many other videos and sign up at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer, just like Isaac S. did, to support the show and gain access to exclusive perks. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, especially of your golden refueling planes. Remember, they're your friends.